Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you guys to introduce yourself.
Okay. So my name is Robsa Mideksa.
Yep.
Today I have Seenaa with me.
Thank you.
We made
16, was that 16? Yeah. You know, it's crazy how we met.
Convention, yeah. You always tell that story.
Did your mom tell you about it?
No, she told her too.
I told her, yes.
Oh my God.
Because it was so crazy. I went to Atlanta. It was the first Oromo convention. Hundreds of people from all around the world. It was the most exciting time. We felt like we were making really tangible differences. Everybody was so excited and so united. And then I met him through my friend, and he's like, you just graduated high school? Something like that. Yeah. And you had taken a bus to come all the way there. That just blew my mind. And still today.
Before that, actually, I remember what happened. I think it was Ibrahim, right?
Ibrahim is the one that introduced us.
And then I think out of nowhere, she came and she was like, hey, you go find me a charger, go give me a phone or something. That's what she said.
To you or to
To me, yeah. She talking to you.
I really did that.
Yeah, she does. And then he was like, oh, you don't know. Just introduce each other. He introduced us to each other, and then that's how we know, and then we started talking.
Oh, and then I took you to dinner.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I must pay for you.
Yes. And then...
Yeah, so I don't record that part.
Yeah,
I don't record that part, me ordering you or telling you to bring me a charger. I do have that tendency. I did hear that before somebody else.
The best part, she remembers about you taking the bus from here all the way by yourself to Atlanta.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, she always talks about that.
That just honestly blew my mind for you to be a young coming from all the way from DC, and that requires, and I know it required a different type of commitment and the passion that I was crazy like that, but you don't see that from young people, especially Americans, you know what I'm saying? They're so busy with their own life. The last thing they want to know is see another Oromo people. You know, young people, like, they don't want to be around Oromo. I have a lot of nephews and brothers and who are like around your age. They don't want to be around Oromos, but for you to go that far to be an Oromo, so that impressed me, and still that's why I actually
After that, I think we started the CHR.
Yep. We're working on the HR, and you guys did a lot of things. Like you guys did the DCUs did a lot of campaign for us.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about coalition of Oromo Human Rights Democracy.
Yeah.
Because I remember how crazy you were about the idea when you first came. So actually, one of the things when I think about it that surprises me is you used to be so passionate about it. It's like, guys, it's gonna work this time. I remember a big community.
Yes, the first night.
Yeah, a lot of people and stuff, and you were telling them it's gonna work this time. We have to use this moment. I remember how excited you were. A lot of resolutions haven't passed before, so it was kind of
first
like
time,
people are like, okay, sure, but you were so excited. I remember that.
Yeah, see, that was the first one was early 2016, before the convention. Yeah. So like hundreds of people came at the hotel, and nobody really know what to do. You see, the Oromo people in the past 20 years, we come here, we protest, down, whatever way, the slogan a lot of people use, and we scream, we go home, and that's it. And you never heard any tangible response from the U.S. government. So this time, the time that you saw me, I work with advocacy organization, another advocacy that is part of the former Clinton administration, and I learned how they actually do. So the difference before the old advocacy Oromo people did and the one we did, the difference is before it was just about bringing hundreds of people to protest and go back home. But this time we became systematic. Through that education I learned, I'm like, okay, we don't need 100,000 people to come here. It is about looking at the system. What do we know? Who needs to talk to who? You know what I'm saying? So one of the things I did, and I say this often, is it is the work of a lot of people. But one thing I did, and I took the first step, it is kind of educating the Oromo people what we are asking for. In the past, Oromo people will go to the office, cry for 10 minutes or 20 minutes, and come out, and they feel like somebody heard them. But the challenge is this Congress people, hundreds of people come and talk to them. Why should they care about Oromo? So strategically we convince the older people especially who are committed. They're like, look, They don't care about you if you went to jail. Well, we are there for only specific question. This is the letter, and this is what we're asking for, and that's it. And then tell them like relationship. It was about relationship.
Like you're very straight to the point.
Yeah.
You're very strategic. I remember.
I was very aggressive. I hear that a lot from. What do young people think about me? I'm just curious, like, because the people we did work on with the youth, the African, the American kids, and you guys did like, the one we did together. But I've never really had a chance. I do believe the future of advocacy, and I say that like would depend on you guys.
Yeah.
You guys are the next phase, the next page to help us strategically plan. You know, it took us going through a really unique time, as well as the Oromo people. This is kind of our time. But it's slippery slope. You know, you can easily lose it, and you know, we're probably going to talk later. A lot of confusion is going on. What do young people think? I mean, what did the Oya DC? What did they thought about the advocacy, and what was the first thing that came to you guys?
I remember we actually helped you guys. I remember when we were in the board, we were actually doing a lot of things.
Yep.
We were deciding, hey, Seenaa told me this. What do you guys think about it? And then it was. As a board, we agreed on different things and how it could help us and how we could do our part. And that's when we helped with the videos, we helped with
the flyers, and and they come out, and you guys gave us a lot of rides and picked up. To me, it was so impressive to see young people that kind of dedication. I mean, do you see that the same thing going on right now with you guys? Or what's going on with the young people? I'm curious. A lot of people always interview. Let's talk about that. Like, what's going on in young people's mind nowadays, especially even since the change came?
The time is confusing right now. So ever since I became, I think it has changed it a lot. I was actually gonna say before, I was about to say that one of the genius things you did was with the American kids, how you used how that happened. I think that's one of the smartest strategies you've used actually, because I like it so much. Where there were high school students.
Yeah, some university, a couple of them from Harvard University. The white girl and the white guy was from Harvard. Yeah, and so high school.
I remember they went to talk to Congress, to the representatives one by one
about Oromo. Exactly.
That was amazing. That was very. I think that played a huge role.
Oh, it did. I mean, you got the meeting room they gave us. You saw that meeting room, the service room. We never get that kind of room.
Yeah. HR, and honestly speaking, I think we talked about this yesterday. I think HR 128 passing has done a lot, in my own opinion, to scare the repressive regime, to TPLF, or anyone, the imperative to change course. I really believe, because Abiy came, like they made all this administration change
immediately.
6 days before the vote was about to go down, right?
And I mean, the thing is, they were talking behind the scene. They're saying that we will make the change, No, Abiy himself, I attended the Jimjimo meeting or conference, the OD, when OPDO became ODP.
Okay.
I was there, and one of the things that was behind closed door, they talked about was the pressure of the international community is the number one that led to change. They say he said, I don't know how much he means it or if he means it, but at least he said that the number one thing that played a role for change was the international pressure. So definitely in an international pressure, U.S. plays the front row. Whatever U.S. say, whatever God says, the same thing. You can't really differentiate what God's saying, what the U.S. government says.
That's true. That's true.
People follow.
I actually have an interesting question with you. The House was Republican, or Republicans this time. We had a resolution where we started where it was Democrats and stuff, but they didn't support us as much as this administration, the Republican administration. So do you think for the Oromo people or human people in general, do you think the Republicans are better over the Democrats, or what do you think?
And so the thing is, one thing I did know, one of my challenges was that so when Obama came to power, a lot of Clinton people came back to power. And the Clintons had a relationship with the TPLF. Personal relationship with the Malas and with they brought these people in 1990s. They were the ones support them financially, strategically, militarily. So these are the friends. So they were not so pro Oromo, so because pro movement. They were kind of semi-satisfied with the status quo, the way things are. So what Trump came to power. Trump is outsider.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what the heck he's doing.
Yeah.
All he thinks is like it's about his ego. He feels like, you know, if I get to Trump and I talk to him and I tell him to bomb somebody, he probably would. That's what I think he did. So it's like Trump is, he want to do him Trump.
Yeah.
He don't give a shit about nobody else. So that kind of gave us a perfect chance to reintroduce ourselves. Because Republicans hated the Clintons so much, anybody else, they were willing to kind of embrace. But now the Democrats took back to the House control, and that is actually one of the reasons I'm here.
Okay.
Meeting the new staffers, meeting the, you know, Omar, the Somalian, the Ilhan Omar, meeting the Eritrean guy from Colorado.
Right?
Yeah, so meeting their staff and kind of like, okay, yeah, transition did happen in Ethiopia, still going on. So one of the things we're concerned is there's a lot of interest from Middle East and Asian countries to influence Ethiopia. This country, they're not even Democrat themselves. What they are interested is about ripping our country off, and it's about dividing our people, and it's about the minerals things that we have. That's what they are interested in. I don't see the Ethiopian government being so excited or, you know, towards the West. I don't really see, especially the U.S. And I did have a talk with the high officials in Ethiopia from Oromos, as well as at the embassy. So one of the things I wanted to do was like, how can the U.S. make sure this transfer into democracy, that Abiy will not become another dictator like Meles, because he thinks he's doing such a good job that we don't need another leader, and that he's, you know, we don't want him to feel that, and they do have that concern. And just like we do try to do things, you have the Amharas, you get the Tigrays, and then you get the Ethiopians.
Yeah.
You know, they are this sector of the Ethiopian population. The elites, they're very small, but they're very vocal and powerful. So they are staying in this, you know, conversation here in the West and trying to point that Oromos are displacing people in Oromia. And it is true, there's a lot of displacements happening, but the number one victims are Oromos. But the way sometimes the media portrays Oromos as the victimizer, but Oromos actually in my opinion, is they're the victim, you know, even by the government and even by other, you know, you can take the case of Harari, you know, in Harari, East Oromia, you can take the case of what happened in Borana, Guji, in Wallaga, and in lots of parts of Oromia, there's no stability in Oromia, and change did come, but what did the Oromo people get? Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, it's amazing that you hear some people, some opposition parties want to come out talk about we are not for federalism, right? That's what they